Introversion is defined as the ability to be restored or energized by the opposite of extroversion. That is quiet, small groups, maybe time alone. Now, certainly time alone is not something one would associate with involvement in a group of God's people. And so the idea must be analyzed further. Um, I would say that in an extrovert-focused environment, introvert preferences are seen as selfish. Um, that is, let's say you have, we talked in previous meetings about a quote-unquote primary or main meeting, your Sunday morning, and that person who, let's say you as a dedicated extrovert with other functions that make you more inclined to participate, go to a Wednesday night Bible study at that same church, and you say to yourself, where is Steve? I see him Sunday, I don't see him Wednesday. And you become aware that he's seemingly available chronologically, and you find yourself judging, well, he's clearly selfish with his time. If he was as altruistic and spiritual as me, he'd be here. He'd put it ahead of, whatever thing he's chosen over that thing. Now, I want to talk about two different sides to introversion, one of which I think is unique or somewhat unique to certain personality types. So the main kind is not wanting to be around people and being, okay, not wanting to be around is maybe too much. Knowing that you're drained, knowing you want to measure your time and stuff like that. You want to pace yourself. And those people often use your large gatherings as a way to hide from situations where you get trapped in one-on-one conversations. Situations where you feel like you have to talk to people about real stuff or personal stuff, but you know that if you don't go to anything, you'll be a red flag for people. You're maybe not even a real Christian, not even a real member. You hate us all. So you find that by going to a certain amount of things, doing the minimal amount of social participation, you fall off people's radar and you're not a concern to people. And so that kind of, let's call that a need for a certain kind of an introvert to have gone in and done your time, say I'm a participant, and maybe even enjoyed it to their extent. There's a way in which large groups, where the interaction is superficial, can benefit introverts who do not want to be cornered with real personal conversation. Now, let me give you a second variety. I believe that most of the NTs I've known, and I know that there's two introverted NTs and two extroverted NTs, most of the NTs I know very, very much appreciate a group of people, one or two, with just a very small amount of people, with whom you can discuss interesting abstract topics at great depth. Be that an interest group, be that a deeper theology Bible study or class, that you can't have that in the main thing that churches provide on Sunday morning. That's the antithesis in some ways. Now, I consider myself an introvert who is drained by large amounts of people and what appears to be kind of superficial conversation. But I could spend hours with one or two or three people talking about things of great abstract interest. So I have a good friend who's an ENTP, and we hang out maybe once every week or two, and we just talk about psychometric science, or we talk about theology, and they're these long, abstract conversations that I couldn't have with a large group of people. You don't have many people interested in those topics. In that sense, I could say that churches support maybe an ambivert preference, not in the sense of equally balanced between introvert and extrovert, but rather definitely support extrovert preferences and one kind of introvert preferences, and then not another kind of introvert preferences. So making a place where an introvert who is also a sensor, who wants to do the activity and not be kind of pushed into like deeper topics and have to get really intellectual one-on-one with another person, doesn't have to. So thank you. Please like and subscribe.